In 1863, Confederate soldiers are transporting gold bullion meant to pay the army. Suddenly, a bandit armed with out-of-place automatic pistols and advanced tech equipment ambushes and kills them, leaving them stranded and dead. This mysterious thief steals the chest of gold and then vanishes into a gelatinous mist. Jump to Washington, D.C. in 1994, 131 years later, where the U.S. government establishes the Time Enforcement Commission, TEC, to prevent the abuse of newly invented time travel technology. It's discovered that the same gold bullion has been linked to recent arms deals. The TEC's mission is to identify time ripples in the timeline and stop them before they affect the present. Since time travelers can only go back in time to alter history or gather treasures, they cannot travel to the future. Senator Aaron McComb offers to fund and manage the commission. In the meantime, police officer Max Walker is given an offer to join the TEC as an agent. While visiting a shopping mall with his wife, Melissa, he stops a thief attempting to steal a purse. Walker then spots three unusual-looking punk men trailing them even though he doesn't recognize them. They eventually return to their luxurious home and share an intimate moment. Later that night, the same men from the mall break into Walker's house and attack him. During the assault, an explosion occurs, killing Melissa and destroying their home. A decade later, in 2004, Walker has become an experienced TEC agent. He is assigned to go back to October 1929 during the Wall Street crash to arrest his former partner, Atwood, who was exploiting the crash for personal gain. After defeating Atwood's bodyguards, Walker interrogates Atwood, who confesses he is working for Senator McComb. McComb needs funds for his presidential campaign and has threatened Atwood by potentially sending hitmen back in time to kill his ancestors, thus erasing him from existence. In a desperate attempt to escape, Atwood tries to commit suicide by jumping out a window, but Walker manages to catch him mid-fall and bring him back to 2004. Despite this, Atwood refuses to testify against McComb. Consequently, the TEC contacts return him to 1929, where he completes his fall and dies. Senator McComb visits the TEC office to check on their activities and to commend Walker for his recent mission success. Walker hints to McComb that he is aware of his illicit activities in Washington and how he funds his campaign. McComb exits the office and instructs his assistant to have Walker eliminated. The following morning, two hitmen break into Walker's modest apartment and try to kill him, but Walker, skilled in martial arts, defeats both assassins after a fierce and drawn-out battle. Still determined to expose McComb's corruption, Walker teams up with Agent Sarah Fielding and travels back to 1994 to investigate a developing issue. They encounter a younger Senator McComb arguing with his business partner, Jack Parker, about a new computer chip their company is developing. Parker offers to buy McComb's share, but then the older McComb from 2004 arrives to warn his younger self about the chip's future profitability. A confrontation ensues when Fielding betrays Walker, revealing her allegiance to McComb. McComb kills Parker, injures Fielding, tries to kill Walker, and then escapes back to 2004. Upon returning to the year 2004, Walker notices things have deteriorated. McComb now runs the tech company, and Parker's existence is seemingly erased. McComb is on the brink of becoming president due to his wealth and public support. The TEC faces closure due to budget reductions, and Fielding is nowhere to be found in records. Determined to set things right, Walker commandeers the original prototype time machine, which McComb was using for illicit journeys, with Commander Matuzik's assistance, who sacrifices himself during McComb's men's intervention to capture Walker. Back in 1994, Walker visits Fielding in the hospital and gets her to agree to testify against McComb. While in the lab searching for Fielding's DNA on a blood sample, Walker stumbles upon Melissa's blood sample, revealing she's pregnant. This leads him to realize her death has not yet occurred and decides to prevent it. Returning to Fielding's room, Walker finds her murdered and himself framed as the main suspect. He goes to the shopping center where he and Melissa had met that night. Eventually, Max Walker finds her and persuades her that he is from the future. He also notices the three thugs who attacked him and figures out that they are McComb's men, sent back in time to kill him before he could join the TEC. That night, McComb's goons break into Walker's home, just like before, but this time, the older Walker is ready for them. Without the younger Walker's knowledge, the older Walker helps fend off the thugs. Together with Melissa, they manage to defeat them, though the younger Walker gets injured. The McComb from 2004 then takes Melissa hostage. When the older Walker discovers that Macomb is holding Melissa, the corrupt senator sets a time bomb and shoots Melissa, just moments before the young Macomb arrives, tricked by a fake message from Walker. Walker grabs the young Macomb and forces him into contact with the older Macomb, causing them to merge into a screaming, writhing entity that dissolves into nothingness. As per the time theory that says two versions of a person cannot physically touch each other, Walker carries the injured Melissa out of the house just before the bomb goes off, demolishing the house just like it did before. He places the unconscious Melissa beside his younger self and leaves the scene before the local authorities and fire department arrive. Walker returns to 2004, finding that the timeline has been set right. The TEC is still operational, Fielding and Matuzik are alive, and Macomb is non-existent, having disappeared a decade earlier. As Walker goes back to his home, he is pleasantly surprised to see that the house has been rebuilt. Melissa is alive, and their 9-year-old son greets him warmly. When Walker enters the house for dinner, Melissa has news to share with him, hinting that she is expecting another child. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Take care.